Welcome back to another video. My name is MaraK and this is episode 8 of Let's Design. About 2 weeks ago, I made a poll on my community page asking you guys to pick which Ninjago build I should make. And as of now, there were 63 votes, which is insane if you ask me. Thank you for taking part. The thing you voted for the most was the Borg Tower with 65% of votes. Let's get into it. I started working at the bottom, trying to get the right shape and the right number of windows on each floor. Making the windows 3x3 was a mistake because it made the pyramid super big, which meant that the whole skyscraper would be giant. So giant in fact that it would barely fit in this world. The pyramid has 16 windows at the base and 11 floors total. Each floor has one less window than the floor below. The middle section also has 11 floors and 4 windows per each floor. There is also a Borg Industries sign, but I didn't have enough room to fit in all the letters. I tried to make the pyramid larger or wider, but even after that, I was still short a couple of blocks. While doing research on this build, I spent about an hour looking for pictures of the whole building, but there were none, so I had to make do with several pictures of different parts of the building, piecing it together, trying to count every floor and where each part connects. At first, I couldn't find a pic from the back, so I just copied what I did at the front, but after I finished making this video, I found out that the back is a little bit different. Hope you don't mind. After I was finished with the pyramid, I started working on the side of the Borg Tower. There are 2 slopes sticking out, one on the right and one on the left. Each one a little bit different, but not so different I couldn't just copy the one and place it on the other side and tweak it a little. When the bottom part was finished, I started working on the slimmer part of the skyscraper. I marked out how big it should be and started counting windows again. Now it would be a great time to tell you to subscribe to my channel. It's free and it helps me, and it also helps you keep track of my new videos. I would also like to announce that I won't be making interior to this because it's just a giant factory and most of the interior wasn't even shown in the show, so I would have to make it up. Building anything above the pyramid was significantly easier than the pyramid itself. The higher I got, the more pictures I could find with more angles and in better resolution. I was able to measure both of the parts sticking out of the main pillar pretty easily. I don't think it's much of a surprise since they are the most iconic parts of the Borg Tower that give it the futuristic look. After I was done with them, I continued up on the main pillar. There weren't any difficult parts there, so I quickly made my way to the top feature with the Borg Industries logo. When I started building the top part of the skyscraper, I was just using a picture from the other side of the skyscraper, so I was building it mirrored, but thankfully I realized it while building the first half, meaning I didn't have to rebuild the whole thing. I also found out that the stripes of cyan terracotta you see there are not supposed to be windows, because you can see them flicker when the Borg Tower has a blackout in one episode. I found it out while building the top part and didn't like the idea of having windows there, so I kept it as it is. Last thing added to the tower are the helipads or whatever they are, and lights on the roofs. And we're done. Enjoy the cinematic. Now, this giant of a building is almost 350 blocks tall, which means that you are not going to be able to build it in your world unless you start building almost at bedrock. So, I'm going to build a second, smaller tower that will hopefully fit in a normal world. Let's go. I started building the same way I did with the first tower. But instead of making a giant platform, I went straight for the pyramid and made the bottom after I knew how big it should be. Even though I shrunk the windows from 3x3 with a border all around to 1 block without border on the side, the tower still didn't shrink as much. You can guess in the comments how tall this tower is. Making the Borg Tower for the second time meant I can use the first one as a reference. I used picture reference as well, but for some of the annoying stuff like number of windows or number of floors in each segment, I used the Minecraft build. Looking at the reference pictures for the second time, I also noticed new details I haven't noticed before, like the vertical windows at the top. I also missed some details like the decorations on the pyramid. I've built them on the first one but forgot to make them on the second. When I was building the top part again, I was using the same picture as before as reference. I knew I must mirror it, but I forgot that it also means I have to keep in mind which side is the front and which is the back. And I didn't, so they are at the correct side, but the incorrect one is at the front. I'm not changing that now. Let's make the helipads again, so the build is finished. And now, let's enjoy the second cinematic of this video. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe and hit the bell. In the comments, you can put more suggestions for me to build. When I run out of ideas, I'll make another poll for you. By the way, the second tower is 223 blocks tall. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!